Good evening, everyone. Let us begin by introducing ourselves. My name is Aziza.
And my name is Max. It's our pleasure to be your host for today. First of all, we would like to thank you all for taking your time to join us here today. TLPMC and TAWS have teamed up to host a unique sharing session with Miss Kelly Ng, a University of Edinburgh student. This event is catered specifically towards those that wish to pursue a career in veterinary medicine.
Alongside the talk by our guest speaker for the night, Miss Kelly Ng, we'll also be having a Kahoot giveaway session.
So do make sure to keep your eyes and ears peeled and try to win the giveaway prizes. Now, without further ado, we'd like to welcome Miss Kelly Ng, who will share her experiences from her veterinary medicine course with us. This will be followed by our giveaway session and a brief Q&A session where those of you who are watching from home can ask your questions. Please feel free to type your questions in the Slido link provided in the chat box. Kindly refrain from typing your questions in the Zoom chat box.
Before we begin, kindly fill in the attendance form as you will only receive your certificate once you fill in the form. The link is provided in the chat box. We also request that you adhere to the housekeeping rules that are sent in the chat box. If any of the rules are not adhered to, the committee will not hesitate to remove you from the event. That's all, and without further ado, I'll pass the floor to Kelly Ng to begin her talk.
Yeah, I'll try to share my screen now. So I assume that everybody can see my screen now, is it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I'll start now. Hello, everybody. My name is Kelly, and I'm truly delighted to be invited as a guest speaker for today's talk. I'm a Year 2 veterinary medicine student from the University of Edinburgh. Today, I'll be giving a talk about veterinary medicine in the UK. So, what is veterinary medicine? Veterinary medicine is a branch of medicine that deals with the prevention, control, diagnosis, and treatment of disease, disorder, and injury in animals. Along with this, it deals with animal rearing, husbandry, breeding, research on nutrition, and product development. So in this course, you will not only learn how to treat and save an animal, but also learn about the care and welfare of animals. You must be aware of this before choosing this course, as studying veterinary medicine is not any easier than studying human medicine, as you'll be learning many different types of animals, such as domestic animals, wildlife, farm animals, and exotics. Knowing this would be important for your admission interview to a vet school. This slide shows you an overview of the program. During first and second year, you will be mainly taught about anatomy, animal body systems, animal handling, animal life, like how they live, what they eat, their life cycle, their pregnancy cycle, and stuff. So additionally, the course will also prepare you with skills such as effective communication, team building, and understanding of business management, and more. So during year 3 and year 4, you will mostly learn about clinical stuff, such as drugs application and disease diagnostic. On year 5, you will be in your clinical rotation year, where you will be working alongside vets to gain more experience before graduating. You may also notice EMS placements on the slide. So these are compulsory work experiences that you must achieve to graduate. So you need around 12 weeks of animal husbandry EMS and 26 weeks of clinical EMS. So this warning sign is just for people who feel uncomfortable looking at bloody pictures at the next slide. So if you are scared, you can look at the bottom left of the slide. There's a very cute picture of a guinea pig. So these are the pictures. So our classes comprises lectures, practicals, such as lab work, dissections, animal handling classes, and tutorials. Sometimes you will have live animals joining your class. So I just had my rectal examination practical yesterday for a cattle. So you just insert your hand through the rectum of a cattle and try to feel like the intestines inside it. It's quite fun. It's quite interesting, but it's quite smelly as well. Yeah. So as I have introduced in a previous slide, veterinary medicine is not an easy course to study. and hence the admission to the vet school wouldn't be easy. As you might have known, there are only about 11 universities that offer veterinary medicine. Hence, the competition is extremely intense, and I believe it is harder than getting into a medical school, as there are more medical schools in the UK. You will need at least 3 A's in A levels. I believe 𝐴*AA for Cambridge, with equipped with work experience and meeting their English test requirements in order to apply for the course. After submitting your results and personal statement, the university will send you assessment forms where you have to write essays and answering questions to prove that you are suitable to study this course. So after reviewing your assessment forms, the university will then inform you details about interviews. You can either apply using your forecast results or your actual results. Those that are aiming to enter university at year 2023, I advise you to start your personal statement early, which is now. Then, why veterinary medicine? So veterinary medicine is by far the most popular dream job for animal lovers. However, loving animals is not sufficient. You will also need to have a heart to help them. You get to promote the health and welfare of your patients, as well as relieve the sufferings of animals that has experienced traumatic injuries or chronic illnesses. Besides, you will also be part of the professional community. And of course, being a vet, your salary can be quite decent. Unlike office work, vets get to work with different types of animals, patients, with different problems. Hence, your job may involve problem solving, and you will get to learn new things every day non-stop. So there are several job options after graduating as a vet. You can either work as a vet practitioner for small animals, domestic animals, a researcher, a university lecturer, and working for the government, such as the food industry, or a private company like pet food manufacturer. Currently, there are about 11 vet schools in the UK, and this is the list of universities. The most famous one would be the first few, which is RVC, Cambridge, Edinburgh, Liverpool, Glasgow, Bristol, Nottingham. These are the few universities that Malaysians love to go. So this table shows you the tuition fee for this course. It's not cheap, it's expensive, yeah, to pay as an international student. The tuition fee can be ranged around £30,000, with Cambridge the most expensive at £60,000. These slides shows the approximate living expenses in different cities. The lowest expenses can be as low as £800 to £1,200. However, this highly depends on your living style and is not fixed. Living in a studio will definitely be more expensive than living in a shared accommodation. The good thing about studying abroad is that you can get out of your comfort zone and be able to learn independence. You might even learn new culture and travel around Europe with your friends. However, the downside about studying abroad will be away from your parents and home, as well as the money you are investing. You might be culture shocked, like how everything is closed at night except for clubs and pubs. And side note, there is no 24-hour stores in the UK, so there's no 7-Eleven. You can't buy mama, you can't go out to 7-Eleven to get food in the middle of the night. Sometimes language and cultural barriers can be frustrating as well. So why do I choose to study veterinary medicine in the UK? Most importantly, they have good reputation and provide high quality education, as well as having state-of-art teaching facilities. International students are highly welcomed. There is no language barrier, and you would not need to learn another language. The VetMed course in UK are highly accredited, meaning you can work in any countries you want in the future. So now I've ended the presentation about the overview of the course. Now let's briefly talk about animal welfare. Animal welfare. People might ask, isn't all veterinary medicine animal welfare? The answer is yes and no, as physical health is only part of good welfare. So I think that's okay. Yeah. So there is naturalness, which means that the animal is allowed to live according with its telos, which means animal can live its full potential and aim. And then there is sentience. So in this Lisbon Treaty 1997, the European Union has officially recognized animals to be sentient beings. Sentience implies that animals are aware of their surroundings, have emotions, learn from experience, can feel hunger, pain, and cold, have relationships, and have ability to make their own choice. Hence, it has been accepted that animal welfare equals to animal feelings. So Duncan, 1997, once said that neither health, nor lack of stress, nor fitness is sufficient to conclude that an animal has good welfare. Welfare is dependent on what an animal feels. To conclude, animal welfare consists of mental well-being, physical well-being, and the behavioral health naturalness. Any one of these gone may be considered as compromised welfare. So when I got invited to be a guest speaker, the Animal Welfare Society would like me to mention a little about Scottish Folds. So Scottish Fold is a type of cat with a natural dominant gene mutation that affects cartilage throughout the body, causing the ears to fold. These cats often have problems in cartilage and bone development, known as osteochondral dysplasia. However, come to think about it, I mentioned that animal welfare is about providing good life for the animal. Hence, is breeding Scottish Fold a welfare problem or an ethical problem? If the cat is fed well, maybe to express its natural behavior and had lived happily for its whole life, would that lead to animal welfare problems? In my opinion, this would be an ethics problem. This will then lead to another whole different topic known as ethics. To make it short, ethics is about what we think whether this action is right or wrong. So it's our own perspective, our own opinion. However, welfare and ethics have been a topic that have been argued for decades. Therefore, there is no right or wrong answer. Both are intricately linked. So yeah, that's why there's no right or wrong answer. I've also put out a picture of an English bulldog, which is a brachycephalic breed, which often leads to breathing problems as they have very short skull and narrow air passage. So this would lead to ethical problems as well. Before I end this presentation, I would like to show you a picture. This picture is about a homeless man with his dog. Think about it. Is the dog's welfare compromised? The dog gets to eat whatever its owner gets. The dog gets to stay with its owner. Would the dog be happy? What if the owner really tried his best but still end up on the street? Think about it in your leisure time. Animal welfare is really a very broad topic and has been discussed forever. This is a really short presentation about introduction of animal welfare. I believe I've only touched a very tiny bit about animal welfare. Hope this presentation had increased your awareness about animal welfare. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for lending me your ears, and I hope this talk has helped you in any way. If you have any queries, feel free to ask any questions. I've popped up my email on this slide. If you have any question in the future, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, searching up the university webpage would be useful as they already have most of the information there. Thank you and have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much, Kelly Ng, for that informative presentation. I hope that this sharing session provided everyone with some useful information.
Now it's time for some fun. We invite everyone here to join our Kahoot game and have an opportunity to win some prizes. The top 3 winners will get a tote bag, which is some self-promo. Here is our own merch, the LPMC merch, alongside with some goodies. The link of the Kahoot will be sent in the chat box. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you can scan the code. 1 second. Okay, you can join the game. Okay, maybe we can start the Kahoot now. Oh. Who's L? Okay. Next question. What types of animals were taught to students studying veterinary medicine?
Okay.
Oh, L is leading us.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is the minimum expected A-level grade requirement to get into vet school? Should be easy.
Let's see how many of you did right this time. Kelly mentioned this in her video.
Yeah, this should be checking who's
Yeah.
paying attention just now. Oh,
Oh, a lot of guys get it right.
not bad, not bad.
Okay, next.
Scoreboard. Whoa, L is
Oh,
still.
L is
Oh,
still leading.
Niran and Caleb.
In which year is the professional and clinical skills module in? Oh, this one. We have to focus on. Nervous. Yeah.
Oh, this one got a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, L is still leading us.
Yeah. Whoa, win streak.
And it's coming up next.
In vet school, there will be a clinical placement in.
What is this one? I also don't know this one.
I was gonna say.
I forgot I did what that said. Oh, majority of you got it right.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, L is.
oh, drop down. Oh
Oh,
no.
L is dropped.
And it's in the lead now.
And it's number 4. Who is this N?
Ah, yes, just like med school. Someone said.
What are the possible career options mentioned in slides after graduating as vet? All seems possible, huh? As we see from the slide.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. Okay. Next question is.
And oh my god.
Oh,
so who is
so.
so yo.
Oh, yeah.
The entire scoreboard just like changed up, right?
Yeah.
Welfare is
Perfect.
okay. This is
Oh, this is a good one. Providing good life and human food to animals. Back on board. This is more cool.
select
So, what does animal welfare entail?
tail.
Let's go. Let's see what's the answer. Oh, so has gone to
Right.
number 3. It's Nabila.
Yeah. All right, next question. Veterinary medicine equals animal welfare? Question mark.
Is it?
Let's see who picks green.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it? What do you think, man? Three more seconds. Yes and no.
Oh yeah. 3 people really did pick I don't know.
Yeah. Easy option.
Oh, Nabila is still in the lead.
Nabila is
Bad. Right, which type of cat was mentioned in the talk that has a gene mutation? Oh, this is actually pretty easy.
Yeah, this is like the main cat.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all can win the tote bag. Tote bag is pretty cute, you know.
Oh, okay, but this majority got it right.
Yeah. Scottish Fold is really cute, by the way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Oh,
And Nabila is still in the lead.
Soap is going up.
Yeah, Sophie's coming back, so come back.
What is longest bone in dog's body? Huh. Interesting question.
No idea. Aziza, do you know?
Do you know? I don't know this one. Do you know this one?
No, I don't study. I don't study this at all.
I'm not sure. Is it the same as human?
Yeah, if it's same as human, then okay, I know that. But
I don't know.
oh, it is.
Okay, it is. Okay.
And
the top 3 is the same people right now. Are y'all gonna win the tote bag?
yeah.
Or is someone gonna make a comeback?
What is the average heart rate of a sheep? Yo, this is kind of
no idea.
Non-vet students are gonna be having like a real hard time with this quiz, man. Oh, yo, a lot of people got it
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone here is like pretty smart.
Yeah. People are very smart here.
Yeah. And Nabila, as usual.
Nabila is still
Yeah.
very smart.
What's the normal body temperature of a bull?
How you guys know all this?
I think they just guess.
Is it just a guess or like
Yeah.
actual, you know?
And
A got a streak.
3 in a row. It's back in the game. Ooh.
Yeah. Logical thinking down.
Yeah, that's probably right. 45
Yeah.
probably is best. But let's use to view microscopic objects. This should be easy.
Biolab.
Yeah.
You guys smart lah. Nabila and Abner's babe is close.
Nurse babe. That name.
Two more questions left. What course is veterinary medicine?
Yo, whoever answers law,
Yeah.
better rethink your course, man.
That one said law, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would answer law too.
Oh, sure.
Yo, someone really did answer law. Yo, are you purposely thanking yourself? Oh God.
Zoology. No. So Nabila is leaving Abner's babe behind.
Which class of drugs can be used for pain management in animals? Oh.
What is the question?
Opioids. Oh,
Some
a lot
rocks
of your
animal pain for their pain.
You know, some rocks are used to use animal pain meds for their painkiller addiction. That sounds unhealthy.
Can I be a vet now? Yes, you can.
Oh, A is now second place.
Oh, Abner's babe is going down.
What is used to? Oh, tissues. Tissue
Last chance,
remover.
everyone. It's the last question to win the tote bag.
Tissue remover. Wait, Aziza, do you know the answer?
I do.
Oh.
The remover is hand.
Yeah, you just gotta use your hand. There should have been an option for hand.
Yeah.
Q-Weird. Oh, a lot of y'all picked scalpel. I would have picked that too.
I would. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
same.
But I didn't know, yeah.
Non-vet students.
Oh,
Okay, number
Abner's
three,
babe. Oh, number 3.
Number 2.
Nabila is number 2. Who's number 1? Is it
A?
A?
Is it A?
I think it's A.
Yo, Nabila, you are so close.
You're
Oh
so
my
cool.
God.
A. Okay.
Yeah, you are like leading nearly the entire game.
Congratulations
this
to
is
the
good
winner. Winners, to obtain your prizes, kindly get in contact with the LPMC secretary Yingqi through WhatsApp, whose number will be provided in the chat box below. If you guys didn't text her, you won't get the tote bag.
Yeah, congrats to the winners.
Yes. Now, let's take a moment to congratulate the winners and have a memory of this event by taking a group picture. We would like everyone to turn on their cameras and give your biggest smile.
Are there any prizes for 4th place someone? No consolation prizes.
Yeah,
No.
only 3 people prizes.
All right, please turn on your camera so we can take the picture together. We'll give a second. All right, there's 2 3 pages. So okay, so please hold on your smile. Okay, the first page, cheese. Okay, second pages. Hold on. Okay, and the third pages now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jawan, for the pictures.
Okay, right. So that was fun. Now we can move on to our Q&A session. So we'll be sending the link to the Slido again for those who didn't get it at the start of the session. Please drop any questions you have in the Slido.
And the winners, don't forget to text our CLPMC secretary, which is Yingqi. The number will be sent in chat box again.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll start with the first question. So the first question is, what inspired you to be a veterinarian?
So for me, it's my dog. I have a dog at home, a boxer, which is unwell. And before that, ever since young, I've always loved animals, and I've always wanted to help them, and that's why I chose to study like veterinary medicine. Yeah.
All right. Next question.
So is there a certain exam that we have to sit for if we are to work in Malaysia, even if you already finish our degree in overseas?
So what I know is, cause we studied in the UK, I studied in the UK, so I think I don't have to take I think there's like 2 exams, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have to take one of them, cause the certificate is recognized in Malaysia. Yeah, I think so, but I'll have to take a look into that as well, cause I cannot remember. For now, I think there's something changed cause UK is out of the EU now. So there's a few changes behind it, but I haven't checked it out yet. Yeah.
All right. So the next question is, do you require FY1 and FY2?
I have no idea what is that. What is
What is
FY1?
FY1? I also have no idea.
I thought you would understand.
Yeah.
So wait,
What
can
is
the person who asked this question clarify
for you page?
for you page 1 and
okay, never mind. Can the person clarify in the chat? We'll move to the next question. What kind of work experience is recommended to have before applying to uni?
So there's 2. There's 2 compulsory ones. You need to do animal husbandry and clinical work experience. So clinical, you can choose to work in hospitals, clinics. And then for animal husbandry, you can choose to work in SPCA. I've worked in farm in a city, which is a farm in KL, I think, can't remember. You can try to work in 𝙏𝙗 as well. Yeah, as long as you have worked in for certain hours, the university will accept your work experience. You just have to work. Oh yeah, I've tried to work in a pet grooming center before. Yeah, as long as you work with animals, those are acceptable.
All right. So we are bringing it back to just now's question. Basically, FY1 and FY2 is like the internship for medicine, but I'm not sure for veterinary medicine.
Oh,
So,
okay, so it's like housemanship, you mean?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, veterinary medicine, for the one in UK, you don't have to do housemanship because your first year is already your clinical rotation year. Before that, during your year 3 and year 4, you have to fulfill 13 weeks of clinical work experience job. So for veterinary medicine, no, you don't have to do your housemanship.
Okay. The next question.
Next question.
Yeah.
You wanna go, Max?
Sure. Okay. Do you need volunteering experiences before getting into vet school?
Yes, you need work experience. So it's like volunteering.
What kind of volunteer have you done, Kelly? Like
Just what I just did, like the one in Farm in the City. I've worked in clinics as well. I've worked in SPCA. I've tried to work in pet grooming centers. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Yeah.
so is New Zealand a good place to study vet?
Yes, it is. Definitely it is. There's a lot of sheep there. So you'll be working with a lot of farm animals like sheep and cattle. There's a lot there. And yeah, it's a very nice place to study as well. I've been to New Zealand. It's a very peaceful place. Yeah. I mean, if you want to study in New Zealand, yeah, go ahead. But I think like studying in New Zealand it takes longer time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Okay. And then the next question is, what other places are good to study vet med?
I know a few universities that offer like veterinary medicine. There's one in Indonesia, one in Taiwan as well. So I think those are recognized in Malaysia. And then there are a few in Australia and New Zealand as well. And then, but of course, UK, yeah, of course, everything is recognized here. So it's easier, I would say. Then, yeah.
Oh, someone said you can study in UPM. Is it?
Yeah, you can study in UPM. Yes, in Malaysia, there's UPM.
Cool.
Okay. Oh, I like this. I want to know this. Are scholarships widely available for vet med in UK?
Okay, yes, there are scholarships, but it's very, very hard to get it. And there aren't any full scholarship, I would say. It's like part scholarship, and you have to maintain it with your results. And sadly, I couldn't get it because the competition is very intense.
Okay. And then the next question is, where did the question go?
How many hours did you do before
Yeah.
applying to university?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did 70 hours of clinical work. So I worked in a clinic, and then 80 hours for animal husbandry, where I work in petting zoos, I worked in SPCA, I work in pet grooming centers, yeah. But different universities have different requirements for it, so you can still search like the requirements for it. It's in the university webpage. It's quite clear, yeah. And if you really need more info about that, you can actually email the university for entry requirements, and they will really tell you. It's not really that. But according to my friend, because we entered university in a COVID year, so he actually didn't get to do much work experiences, but he still get into a vet school. But that's special circumstances, I would say. But now, as COVID is going away, I think you should get your work experiences. Yeah.
So like what should we do after vet medicine? Like after we finish?
Well, you can do a lot of things. You can work in a clinic. You can work in a farm. There's a few farms in Malaysia. You can work as a farm vet. I have friends that love like they want to be a farm vet. Then you can work with horses as well. So you go to stables. You work in stables. You can work as a researcher. I know there's like a few companies that recruit veterinary medicine graduates to work in their company. And then you can work as a researcher, lecturer. Yeah, you can work in a lot of things. So I've lecturers that worked in like WWF, like this kind of organizations, and then they get paid really well. And not only you can just do clinical works, you can also do like animal welfare, like promoting animal welfare. So you work in a certain organization that promote these kind of things. So it's not just a doctor, you can be other things as well.
Okay. The next question is the requirement for Australian universities AAA 2?
Okay, for my year, which is 2 to 3 years ago when I checked, yes, AAA. For Sydney or Melbourne, I can't really remember, but one of them is AAA, at least AAA. Yeah, so I think so. I think for now it's still that requirement.
So I like your question. Can I specialize in reptile veterinary? I'm quite interested in.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can, definitely. Yeah, turtles, yeah, you can. Apparently, the university will teach you about it. So I just had my reptile handling classes a few days ago, and I get to handle tortoises, bearded dragons, snakes. Yeah, it's in the pictures in my Instagram. Feel free to go and look at it. So yeah, you can specialize in a reptile veterinary. So in fact, there's a reptile clinic near where I'm staying right now. So yeah, in Malaysia, I think it's quite rare, but it's you can start it. You can start it.
Okay, then are there any further studies needed after vet medicine?
For this, you can choose to further study if you want, but after 5 years of vet school, you can actually go out and work as a vet already. Yeah. But you can still study, you can still do your masters or PhDs, no problems. I have a lot of lecturers who are also a researcher. They actually did their PhDs. Yeah. So yeah, you can do further studies if you want.
So I want to ask you, what do you do when you're working in farm? That's a question there.
What do I do when I work in farm?
Yeah.
Okay, farm in the animals or just general farms?
You said you work in farm, right?
I worked in farm, yes. Okay,
what
so
do you-
last year I worked in a cattle dairy farm. So it's a milking farm. So I have to milk cows every day. Yeah, I work in a milking parlor. So I get to chase around to like different fields and stuff, feed them, cleaning milking parlors. Yeah, I do work in farm. Yeah, and then treating their lameness as well. Yeah, that's most of it because I was still in year 1 last year, so I don't really get to do much clinical works. Yeah, but yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and during Easter, I will be working in a lambing farm. So that's when I get to be in contact with sheep and then be in contact with lambs. So I get to do disbudding, I think. Disbudding. I get to do the castration as well. So yeah, injections. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
All right. Can veterinary medicine treat all kinds of animals, for example, bird?
Yes, of course. And yes, in fact, I had my bird handling practicals a few weeks ago. Yeah, you will be taught how to treat birds as well. Yeah, and you can specialize in that direction.
So is it recommended to get as much as experience as possible, or is it just you have to like have certain hours and you'll do it?
No, of course it's better to get more experience, I would say. It helps you in your interview. The interviewer will actually ask about your experience, and I would say the more experience you get, it's beneficial for you because my classmates that I have right now, they actually have a lot of experience. They started doing jobs when they are secondary school, Form 1, Form 2. So they really work with animal and they really know that, their directions, what they want to do in the future. And yeah, it helps. I mean, during your class, you would know what the lecturer is talking about. Like for me, because I don't really have opportunities to work with sheep and cattle back in Malaysia. So when our lecturers are having like lectures about those animals, I don't get to ask any questions. Because I don't really have experience in it. But then my friends who already have experience, they can voice out their own opinions and stuff. Because veterinary medicine is quite a subjective thing. You cannot just say that it's like that means like that. So you can get a lot of discussion going on with your lecturer during the lectures, and yeah, the lecturers really welcome you to do that.
Okay. Next question: is it a must to take a third science subject like physics in order to apply for vet?
No, during my A-levels, I took biology, chemistry, mathematics, and psychology. So it's not a requirement for you to take physics. But it would be better if you take a science subject, I would say. Most of the universities still need a science subject, like math and psychology is considered a science subject for them. Yeah.
So just now I saw a question. Do you have any tips in writing your personal statement?
Oh, my personal statement. That's a bit far away. Okay, let me think about it. Any tips of writing? You write what you do. Like, you don't fake it, I would say. Because during your interview, the interviewer will actually pull out your personal statement and read it, like go through it with you. So you have to know what you write, and then just be sincere. I mean, personal statement is not everything in veterinary medicine. Like for this course, to apply for this course, because you still have your interview. So just do your best and write it, I would say. Yeah, I don't really have tips for it. Yeah.
Okay, then do you feel that mental strength is very important for a veterinarian? Example, dealing with euthanasia of animals.
Yes, you will need a lot of your mental strength. And in fact, veterinary medicine is one of the most, has most suicide rate in the world, like one of the most ones. So euthanasia of animals is sad, but sometimes you need to do it. Yeah. Even though there's a lot of euthanasia free clinics in the world, but still, sometimes when you have no choice, you have to do it for the sake of the animal, like what I just said, for animal welfare.
Have you
And mental strength is important when you're studying as well, because during my first year, I do have a senior who actually committed suicide. Yeah, so, and it's mentally very tiring, not just physically. So you have to be prepared, I would say. It's very tiring. Yeah.
Have you ever watched the process of euthanasia or?
I've never watched a process of it like in front of my eyes, but I've watched videos of it. I've actually dissected animals as well, like an animal that just died. Yeah, I've dissected those. What else? So, oh yes, when I work in a clinic, so a cat was giving birth, and unfortunately all her babies died. So yes, I was there as well. So I saw the whole process. And then yeah, but it's very common for for veterinarian to encounter this kind of stuff, which is the death of animals. It's unavoidable. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the question for the university in Malaysia, you said UPM, right, just now?
Yes, UPM. And I think I think there's another university called UKM. I'm not really sure about that, but most of my friends that are studying veterinary medicine is in UPM. Yeah. So I would say UPM is the best. I would say UPM is the best in Malaysia for veterinary medicine.
University Malaysia Kelantan, someone said.
I'm not really sure about it, but I think so.
The next question is, do exotic reptile store count as pet husbandry work?
If you can actually handle those animals, and you don't just work in as a cashier in the counter, yes, it's count as pet husbandry work. But even so, if you do have work in like a exotic reptile store, you can still write it in your personal statement and count it as your work experience hours. So like because cleaning cages is considered as pet husbandry work as well. So yes, you can count it as pet husbandry work.
So do vet clinics in Malaysia accept A-level students to work without any prior experience, or do we have to find it?
Vet clinics in Malaysia accept A-level students to work without prior. Yes, because that's what happens at that's what I do, because I don't really have work experience, but still I get to work in a clinic. But you have to know that because you don't have work experience, the things that you can do is very limited, and sometimes the vet wouldn't entrust you with important jobs, I would say. But still, it's a process. You have to work for it. and you just have to deal with it. Yeah, even though you don't have work experience, you may not get to inject animals, no way. Yeah, but you can still do like basic jobs such as restraining animals. Yeah, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay, then the next question. When we study vet med, we must learn about all animals first, right? We can't just study specifically home pets straight away.
Yes, that's true. So during your year 1 and year 2, you will learn all animals, from dogs and cats, birds like chickens, parrots, reptiles like bearded dragons, geckos, tortoise, turtles, farm animals like cattle, sheep, and then horse as well. Yes, you have to learn all the animals first. And you don't study specifically home pets, even during your 4th year and 5th year, no.
Okay, so are there some unethical things in university you practice, like declawing?
Unethical things. Declawing. Of what animals? It depends. So sometimes, I wouldn't say declawing. So I said, I'll give an example about disbudding. Oh, no, okay, yeah, not that one. Something about removing the tail of a pig. So there is some arguments going around in the UK about chopping off the tail of a pig, because pigs are quite aggressive when they are irritated and frustrated. So they like to bite other pig's tail. So the tail would like bleed, and infection will just get to the pig, and that pig wouldn't be good to be sold and cannot be eaten like for humans. So it's an ethical thing that still going around in UK. It goes both way. If you don't remove the tail, if you don't cut it short, there will be tail biting behavior. But if you do cut it short, it might be painful for the pig. But that's when animal welfare kicked in, and that's when vets will say that I will minimize the pain when I do like the cutting of tail. Yeah.
Okay, the next question is, in what year do we start specializing, for example, exotic animals?
I would say during your clinical rotation year, which is your 5th year. You still have to go through all the animals until you graduate, I think. Yeah.
Can we get accepted into universities if you have near miss in results for entering requirements but have a lot of experience?
You can. Even if your results, you didn't meet the results for the entry requirement, try to apply it. You have to apply it, and then during your interview, the lecturer will assess whether you really are you really suitable to study this course. It's not just results thing. That's why the results requirement for entering this course is not really that high when you think about it. It's just 3 A's. Because you have an interview. That interview is very crucial and very important. So that's the most important thing about the whole process of applying to a vet course would be the interview. So yeah, be prepared for your interview. But still, if your results is really not there, like maybe you got an AAB or A*AB, try to apply for it. The university might accept.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hold on. There's a new university that I mentioned in my list just now, like on my slide. There's a university called University of Central something. It's a very new university. Not new university. This university has just opened a vet course in the year of 2023, so which is next year. So those that wants to apply can apply to this university. The requirement for this university is lower. It's AAB only. So yeah, you can go apply for this university if you really desperate lah.
Okay, how long in total is it to study vet medicine?
In the UK, 5 years. For Malaysia, I think 5 years as well. However, if you choose to study in Australia, New Zealand, Canada and the USA, it would be more than 5 years, I would say, because you have to do a basic degree, then only you can get into vet med. I think it's a minimum of 7 to 8 years, can go up to 9 years.
Do you have any tips for students who want to apply for scholarship?
Scholarship.
Yeah.
Scholarship results. That's the most important thing. And then they'll ask you to write an essay about it. Yeah, that essay. I cannot really remember what I wrote for it, but it's mostly resolved around you and why they should give you that scholarship and what makes you worth it to get that scholarship. Yeah, mostly like that. But I don't really have tips. All these, right, it's just your own self. The university would like to listen to your own self, to your own heart, and be sincere about it, I would say. Don't just fake. Yeah.
Okay. What kind of questions do they ask in the interview?
I shouldn't be revealing this though, but one question that they definitely would ask, is why veterinary medicine? Yeah, that's the one question that they would really ask.
All right.
Wait, and hold on, I need to add on something. Don't just say that you love animals, that's all. Elaborate, please. Yeah.
So do we need to continue studying another course for vet med if you want to be a wildlife vet or maybe work in a zoo?
You can if you want. If you don't, you don't need to. Yeah. If you don't want, you don't need to. But if you want, you can. You specialize in a certain subject, you can do that.
Okay. What are the requirements to work in a vet clinic?
There's no requirement to work in a vet clinic. You can just go up to a vet clinic which is near your house and ask if they accept students, A-level students who wants to study vet in the future, and you need work experience. Just tell the vet that you need work experience and stuff and see whether they accept you or not. It's just that easy. So it's like shadowing a vet, during when they work.
So what made you chose the uni you're at the moment out of all the uni that also offers that? Also, is it your first choice?
It is my first choice. It has very good reputation, I would say. The ranking of this university in the UK is top 5. The ranking for veterinary medicine course in the UK is top 3. The ranking for veterinary course in the whole world is also top 3. Firstly, good reputation. Secondly, it's peaceful here. However, it's too peaceful for me, I would say. So if you enjoy, shopping and stuff, maybe somewhere else, but I would say. But most of the university that offer like veterinary medicine, your campus will be in outskirts. So yeah, it's gonna be quiet at night. What makes me choose this university? What else? Okay, yeah, it's cheaper as well. The living expenses is cheaper, I would say. Tuition fee, it's almost the same. But yes, living expenses is cheaper. I didn't apply to any university in London because it's expensive.
Okay, the next question. Does veterinary medicine study about aquatic animals?
Yes, we do. We have a lecture about fish, but because there's lesser drugs and lesser disease in fish, so it's not a really broad subject. But we do study fish. We do study aquatic animals, but not in depth, not a lot. Maybe if you really want to be like an aquatic vet, maybe you have to specialize, I would say. I'm not really sure about that, but we do study aquatic animals, and also we do study drugs for it as well, I think. That's in my 3rd year. I'm still not in my 3rd year, I'm still in my 2nd year. But because the drugs that are used on fish, it's so much lesser than other animals. So I think you do learn, but it's not really that in-depth.
Okay. What's the function of master's degree in vet med?
So usually master's degree, you would be specializing in certain animals. I don't think there's a master in veterinary medicine. I need to clarify, I'm not really sure. But what I know is you usually master in a certain animal, like equine, like horse. And then, of course, it boosts your CV, I would say. That's the most important thing, I would say.
Okay, then is a master's degree required to open a clinic once you complete your bachelor's degree?
No.
So basically, after the bachelor's degree, like you can do anything after that. You don't have to continue.
Yeah, you don't have to.
So have you ever thought of pursuing something else that isn't vet med? Or is it your first choice ever since you were a kid?
Yeah, veterinary medicine is actually my first choice. I don't really have a backup choice. I don't really have a backup plan, I would say. So I just go for it. Yeah.
Is veterinary medicine very, very stressful? Have you ever felt like giving up?
It is very stressful. I think of giving up every day, but I still go through it because that's something I love. It's very, very stressful. And after this talk, I have to rush to my campus. I have a cattle handling practical later. So yes, it's very stressful. And whenever you have friends that are not studying veterinary medicine and their lecture hours are really short, you can see them, have fun more than you. Of course, you feel stressful. You feel it's unfair, but still, if you like it, right, you will still go through. You will go through it. You will find a way to go through it. Yes.
This question is very interesting. Have you dealt with rats before?
Yes, we do have to deal with rats. We have to deal with rats. So I think it's last semester. I have a small mammals handling practical. We have to hold rats. Yeah.
You hold
Hamsters, rats. We hold them. Yeah. And then I mean they're quite okay. Those are lab rats. They're white color lab rats. They're okay. If you're okay with it. I mean, if you're okay with hamsters, lab rats is nothing. It's just the same thing, I would say. They're quite cute as well,
Cute rat. Okay. So other question is
I see one. What do you do when working in a farm?
I think I've answered
yeah,
that
she
question.
answered this.
Answered, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because I still see it in the website.
Thank God it's the cute white rat.
But when you come into practice, I wouldn't say you don't get to deal with, those dirty rats on the street. But I doubt so. I really doubt so. I don't think anybody will pick up a rat from the street and give it to you. So I doubt so.
Vets have to handle rats. Sorry. Vets have to handle rats from SS15.
No way. They would never have anybody, to come and just pick up a rat in a random place and give it to you. No way. Yeah. It costs a lot. That person who, bring in that rat might be very rich, I think.
So is AAA actually the minimum? Because I've seen a uni in New Zealand that accepts BP.
Okay, so about this, you have to look carefully whether they accept you for the veterinary medicine course or they accept you for animal science course, zoology or animal science courses. So it's different. So I said in New Zealand, you do have to have a basic degree to get into veterinary medicine. And maybe, I'm not really sure, I don't know which university you are talking about, that the university in New Zealand that accepts BBB might be accepting you to study animal science degree or zoology degree, something related to animal and science, of course. And then only then you get to study veterinary medicine. That's the only thing that I'm not really sure.
Okay, so I think this is the last question we're gonna have. Can we start off treating domestic or exotic animals, then become a wildlife vet? Or
You can. I do have lecturers that are actually doing this. So yes, they start off with a kind of animal and then they went on with different kind of animals in the future. So you can do that, yes.
All right, so I think
I have one more question for Kelly.
Yeah.
What's during the process of you applying to vet school, what was the hardest thing for you to do?
The interview.
The interview for the vet school?
Yes, it's nerve-wracking, I would say. It's very stressful. That interview lasted for around 1 hour, and I have to meet 7 different lecturers, 7 different interviewers. And yeah, the interview is the hardest one, I would say. And it's a very long day to me, to be honest, that day. Yeah.
It's a different 7 session or? Different
7 topics. So each topics will have, you will have 10 minutes for each topic, and each topic, the interviewer will ask different questions for you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, should we wrap up now?
Yeah,
sure. Right. All right. Yeah. So, all right. It seems like that's all the time that we have for today. So any unanswered questions will be posted on TLPMC's Instagram page. Those of you who require further information and clarification are allowed to stay behind post-event and clarify your doubts.
Don't forget, the winners, you can text our secretary to collect your award. So next, I'll pass the floor to Emily to talk about our fundraiser.
Thank you, Aziza. So since we're on the topic of veterinary medicine, I'm just going to take this opportunity to bring your attention to our latest fundraiser, PAWSitive Vibes. I'm sure most of you have probably seen this on our social media pages already. But for those who are unaware of this fundraiser, it's basically an initiative that TLPMC has taken to raise funds for PAWS Animal Welfare Society. So just to give you some background information, PAWS Animal Welfare Society is a non-profit animal shelter in Petaling Jaya, and they currently have over 500 animals under their shelter's care. So they're currently looking to raise funds to build Malaysia's first multi-story animal shelter that will provide a sustainable and eco-friendly refuge for all of the animals there. So with that said, you can be part of this initiative and help out our furry fans either by making a donation of any amount or by ordering our club merchandise tote bags. So actually Chelsea has like the tote bags. She can show you. Yeah, if you see on her screen.
Let me just turn off my virtual background. So
you can see on Chelsea's screen right now. That's how the tote bag looks like. It's really cute. And
very cute.
It really is. And like it has many uses. You can use it to put your laptop when you go to campus, and you can even use it for grocery shopping. You can basically use it for anything. So yeah, you can purchase your tote bags in the Google form that we will be sending in the chat box. And actually, before the 7th of March, you only have to pay 10 ringgit for one tote bag. So it's super affordable, definitely worth it. And if you're someone who likes free gifts, you can even buy the tote bags in bulks, because we're also giving away some additional freebies. So you can buy like 10 at once and give it all to your friends and family. If you have more questions, you can actually find out more information about the tote bags in our Instagram page at Taylor's Pre-Medical Club. And yeah, so the link to the PAWSitive Vibes fundraising form should be in the chat by now. Yeah. So you can click the form and make your donations or purchases. We're doing this for a good cause, so any amount is appreciated. The fundraiser will last all the way until the end of March. It would be great if you could also help out by sharing the fundraiser with your friends and family as well, and basically help us spread the word to a wider audience. So yeah, that's all from me. I hope to see more donations coming in as well as the purchases of the tote bags throughout the month. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. You guys can just stand here to donate yours.
All right, so now I would like to promote a TAWS event that is actually going to be happening tomorrow, called Mission TAWS Take a Photo, Save a Species. Now, this event will focus heavily on wildlife photography, especially the power of wildlife photography and its ethics, along with two of our amazing guest speakers, Sarah 𝐓𝐚𝐿𝐬 and 𝐿. They are both famous and professional photographers in wildlife photography. So if you're interested in wildlife or wildlife photography, this is the event for you. So do come and join us tomorrow. To sign up, you can scan the QR code on the screen or use the link that will be sent in chat. Yeah.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank Kelly again for her sharing tonight. And thank you for the question answered.
You are welcome. I really had a good day. Thank you so much.
We had fun too. Thank you, Kelly. So we'd like you to fill out a survey to help us improve our next event. The link will be provided in the chat box. Please note that your certificate will be only sent to you after you have filled in both the attendance and the feedback form.
Okay, finally, don't forget to follow both TLPMC and TAWS on our social media pages, which can be found on the screen and in the chat box to be notified of any future enlightening events. So thank you everyone and have a good night.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Don't forget to fill in the form.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope you had fun today.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.